Guys, welcome to Probably Podcast. I have the beautiful, talented, stunning, never been done before, Kelli Anne here. Makeup X KA.
Oh God.
Oh, I said we're gonna start with our sunglasses on because I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I'm violently hungover. Yes, Courtney was wonderful and got me Dramamine, and I was like,
that's a game changer. Dramamine helps. I take it on planes too if I'm hungover. Because
yeah.
You're just like, yeah.
You know the best part about flying hungover is you don't care if you die.
For I feel like I've heard
me
you
personally,
say that, I'm like, that is sick. That is low.
I'm like, turbulence comes. I'm like, take me now, dude. Now is the time.
Yeah.
It's my time to go. It's my time to go.
The worst.
Okay, so she was just asking me. I had an event last night, Steve Madden event, which there's an event in New York every single day. Yeah. Kelli Anne just moved here from Texas, right? So we got a couple Southern girls in the city
always
popping it off.
The best.
Some Country Mouse represent. And my first podcast that I did, they're taken off. The episodes are gone, but you have to find them on the dark web, I guess.
I have so many questions about that, but we'll talk about it another time. Yeah. Off.
Honestly, I should like offer them for a fee.
I feel like people would pay. I think a cameo type thing. I think someone
is currently charging people like for them. I should really
on the black market.
Yes,
somewhere. Like,
yes, like actually yes.
Oh my God.
Because if you had them downloaded at some point, you could listen to them. But yeah, I said on there, I called myself a country mouse because like when I would go to the city, I'd always be like, I'm a country mouse in the city, baby.
Okay, we love that.
So tell me when you started. So she's not only just an incredible makeup artist, but she's just like she's a great follow. So follow her immediately on Instagram, Makeup X KA. And that's what I wanted to ask you.
I know
we're the exact same scatterbrained people. I told her to make a bullet pointed list. I go make a couple bullet points of things you want to talk about on the podcast, but mostly we can just riff. And she goes perfect. And when she got here, I go show me the list, and she goes, want to see the list? I went to type in manifestation, and she's like, all I have is Manny.
I'm like, great.
You're gonna think you need a manicure in like a couple weeks. You're like, did I knock that off my to-do list?
Oh my gosh. Wait, have you looked through your old notes? Because I write some crazy stuff.
I just did a TikTok the other day that was like, you know that TikTok that's going viral right now that's like, I'm drowning. People are writing stuff on it like things they would rather drown than do. And mine was like letting a guy look at my notes app, and it's like, I'm drowning.
No. The other day, Landon was like, let me see your phone. Like he was like searching something, and he pulled up the word like,
you're like, not the notes.
It was like should or something, and it was like, I can't believe that he would do like something, and I was like, oh.
I like draft out long messages when I had my ex. I would like if I was in a fight with him, I would draft my messages in my notes, and then I would usually get over it and not send it because I like now I felt better after just writing it out. And I'm like, if you ever found those, I'm like, you sorry son of a
mortified. And it's like always 2 a.m. Like none of the words make sense. Like I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm so sad. And I'm like, get over it.
And so then
you were gonna ask me about Makeup XK, and I know we're getting sidetracked every single time you ask me.
I've said it 3 times. Oh no!
Not trying to divert you here, but I'm like, I know that's where we're going. That's where we're going.
I heard you one time say that you were like people. What do people say? They go makeup macaw or something. Makeup ex-ca.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like when I first started, like it was funny. Like I was just like, oh, Makeup XK. I thought it meant like bye, like makeup bye. Yeah, probably a podcast. Like
probably, but my Instagram name was probably Shannon Ford, and then I went on TV and I was like, well, I can't change it now.
But it's like kind of iconic, and I feel like some people told me like at the beginning, which no shade to this, and I agree. They were like, it's too hard to find you. Like, and like I would meet you. Like I'm sure the second I met you, you're like, what's this girl's name? Like, because it's like makeup. Like,
well, I know that X does mean bye. So like I also just like it means collab. Like to me, it means like Shannon X like. Whatever, you know? So I understood it because that's like the world I live in, I guess, where I'm always like looking at like emails that have collabs in them or whatever. True. When I send an email with someone I want to work with, I would be like, what's like popcorn X Shannon.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that whenever I was smaller, I feel like, and I was trying to get discovered, people were like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what your name is. In my mind, I'm just going, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so they were like, you should change it to get easier discovered. And I kind of was like, I don't know if it was like my ego or whatever, but I was like, they're going to know my name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, I'm keeping it. Like,
I also just like, I don't think it's that confusing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, just 2 letters.
I just don't. No, you know what's funny? I had a girl, and again, no shade to her. She was being so sweet. Like, who does this? This is so nice. Before I went on TV, she was on TV for a long time, actually. And so she was like, I'd love to take you to lunch and like talk to you about like what you're going to do, whatever. I was like, that is so nice. Kind of like almost like not mentoring me, but she was like, just so you can kind of know what to expect. Whatever. It was so nice. And she told me, she was like, so after you go on TV, there's going to be like brand deal. It was like right when Instagram stories started, by the way. So it was like, this is like 5 years ago.
A world that I don't even.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
So she was like, yeah. She's like, here's the thing. I love you. I love your personality. She's like, but you can't cuss on your story. And you and I just had this conversation. And she was like, brands aren't going to hire you. And I was like, fuck.
Immediately, you're like, well.
Immediately, fuck. No. And I stay true to myself. And so, like, even if it's something as similar as an Instagram name, if you, like, believe that that's going to be your thing, which also, like, I'm picturing it on branding and I love it. I'm like, like makeup X Kelli Anne. Like, hey, I love it.
I like it. I think, like, I could see myself eventually changing it if I want to have, like, a larger brand that umbrellas over, like, whatever. But for now, I'm like, people call me it too.
I mean, now I have a necklace that I'm literally wearing a diamond necklace that says probably. So, it's become my thing, and probably a podcast. All of it can kind of, umbrella under each other.
Exactly.
But it's so funny when I go to bars. You know how everyone has a necklace with their name on it these days?
Of course. It's the Carrie Bradshaw classic.
Yes. You know. So you can literally, like, it's so funny. I can watch guys, like arrow down because they forgot my name or something. And then they're like, fuck, probably. I'm like, you probably forgot my name, motherfucker.
Wait, that's also amazing that you can, like, catch them doing that.
Immediately.
And
then they're like, probably. And I'm like, it's my brand.
No, it's you, though. I'm glad you stuck to it, honestly.
Thank you. I am, too. It's also just, like, I think it's funny.
I do, too. Probably. And I think at the end of the day, people are going to remember that versus just a name.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like people now call me. They're like, oh, Makeup XK as a joke. And I think it's a joke, too. But it's, like, it's still.
It's fun.
It's, like, bad PR. It's, like, same thing. Like, you're still getting it.
So I started following her on Instagram because she's an incredible makeup artist, obviously. And then I was really just intrigued by how much you're very wise.
Wait, and you're hyping me up a little too much. I reached out to you multiple times in your DMs, literally like clawing at.
No, but once I started following I love you for that. Once I started following you, I was like, oh my god, she talks about so much more than makeup. Like, and it's funny when I asked people like, what do you want to hear from Kelli Anne? They were like, top products she can't live without. And I was like, well, we just really don't have to talk about that. So I have more to ask you, and I think it's really cool that very entrepreneurial, and you took a leap. You like quit your corporate job, and we had a episode called Quit Your Job That Sucks, which is like, here's the thing, I never wanted it to be taken, and I don't think it was. I don't want to imply like quit your job and just like take pictures of yourself all day, you fucking idiots. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if your passion is to be an influencer or to be a chef or to do something and you're working a corporate job, I know people have to work to make money to feed their families, but if you have an opportunity to quit a job that you're miserable at every single day, start making the steps to do that. Like I know that anyone listening to this podcast is probably like, okay, I'm gonna call up my boss right now and be like, I quit because I hate it here. It's not instant. You can't do it instantly, but you need to, if you're listening to this podcast and you're on your way to work and you fucking hate your life, then start making the steps to like quit. Start saving money. Start
manifesting.
Start manifesting. So talk to me about how you worked a corporate job in Texas.
Yes, I did.
A country mouse corporate job. We love it. We love it. So we're in New York filming this right now, guys. And so producer Courtney is here, which we love. We love producer Courtney. And she's filming it, but we rented a studio. Gotham Studios is great, by the way. It's wonderful. Everyone here is so fucking nice. Like really nice. And I came over and kind of hung over, and I'm like, oh fuck, everyone's so chipper and nice.
Official though. I thought it was gonna be in your living room with the blow up chair. And I come in and you're like, here's the headset. I was like,
you're like, here's a headset and a mic. No, so anyways, we're in here, and it's very quiet because it's a soundproof room, which is great because it's very professional. But two, we have someone else running audio, which is cool because it's a full blown nice studio. But he was like, I'll pop in and out, and I don't know why, because I'm obviously doing this podcast for people to listen to. But the idea of him listening, he was like, what's your podcast about? I was like, just get out of here.
You're like, who are you?
I'm talking about sex. Get out of here. He gives a fuck. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you shared worse, but I'm trying to think of where we were.
We were talking about your job. So like, what made you? Were you always passionate about makeup, and you just were like, everyone just kept telling you like you're really good at this, or I want to know like your whole story.
Okay, if you actually do, I'll explain it to you. But it's kind of whatever. So I grew up dancing my entire life. So since I was 2, I was like a very competitive dancer.
Do you do TikTok dances?
I should. I'm like the prime person that's like, I've danced my whole life like I should.
Yeah, oh my God.
But something about it is just like uncomfortable for me.
Twerk that monkey.
Okay, whatever. But
do it.
No, I mean, I want to.
I can only do the voiceovers. Anna Grace fucking kills every dance she does. And I'm like,
no, I've tried learning
but she was a cheerleader.
You were
like, she was a cheerleader. And so she like gets it. And I told her the other day, I got wine drunk and I was at my house, at my apartment, and I was trying to learn this one dance. You know, the one that's like, in my Balenciagis, or what? How does it go?
Wait, the new one.
Not go jiggle.
No.
I think I could probably do that one.
That one's good. We should do after this.
And fold. I like it. Dribble. No, I was doing the other one, the one that's like Lizzo's new song. Anyway.
In a minute. If I hear that one more time.
And I was trying to learn it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think in 3 weeks I will have this down, pat.
No one will hear
But it
anymore.
won't be a trend anymore. And that's why I didn't make cheerleading in 7th grade, because it was literally, I didn't make it, all my friends made it. It was traumatic. And whenever I remember thinking, like, I'm going to ask the teacher that runs the squad. And she was like, you were so good. Like, it just took you so long to learn the dances. Like, I did not.
You were committed.
I can memorize stuff, but it just takes me a while. So TikTok, you have to be able to like watch it 3 times and be like, got it.
No. I don't understand. And people
crazy.
are like mouthing things. I'm like, I gotta practice in the bathroom. Like I'm like staring at myself. I'm like, you got it. Like maybe.
But you danced your whole life. Okay, so
yes, danced my whole life. I feel like I was obviously doing makeup. Like it's funny now because my mom will show me pictures of me gluing on people's lashes when I was like 8. But I don't remember doing that because it was just part of the whole jig.
Right.
And I stopped dancing when I went to UT. So I was on the pom team. Have I told you this?
No.
I was like in assless chaps.
Yes.
On the field.
Oh my God.
On the football field. My hair, I got to show you a picture.
Up,
yes.
please.
My hair is like as close
bright
to God
blonde.
as you can get. Bright blonde, orange skin. I'm the color of burnt orange. Like literally my skin was your hair
What color? UT is orange, right?
So
we were giving orange.
We were giving a lot of orange, a lot of spray tans. But I stopped dancing. Honestly, it was a pretty whatever experience. We could talk about another time. But when I stopped,
it's hard to be like, I feel like dance squad doesn't get credit for anything in college, but they're like working, like they're practicing as much as the athletes are practicing half the time.
It also was very cheer based, which I grew up like very competitive dancing, and it was
why they have their own cheer team. Why do they make it cheer based?
I don't know.
Weird.
It was more about like what you looked like. We need a blonde. We need a brunette. And they didn't explicitly say that, but it was like
I felt that way.
I grew up like it didn't matter what size you were, how big. Like it was like whoever worked hard and busted
whoever
their
wants
ass
to dance.
Did exactly.
Dancing is like, not to get too deep here, but like dancing is expressing yourself, and like if no matter what you look like, or if you want to dance, like someone, and I hope you have a teacher that's like dance.
Yeah, and I love the pom team. Like I'm not trying to shade them, and there were so many talented people on there, but it just was like it was very different for me, and I think it wasn't a good fit. Looking back, it was like a blessing from God that I didn't make it back. Like I eventually.
Oh, you tried out for a second time and didn't get it?
They cut me.
They cut a veteran. Sorry, I watched Dallas Cowboys. I watched Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. DCC baby.
You know.
They cut a vet.
They cut a vet.
Bitch.
Which is fine. Like I was a freshman. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but
I don't know. I'd be pretty pissed about that.
I have a lot of built up.
Sorry, you've like already worked through it and gone to therapy, and I'm like, aren't you pissed?
No, it's there. But anyways, I went and did like a hip hop dance team after that. It was fun. I graduated.
Cute.
I started working at Oracle.
What's Oracle?
No.
You
don't know what Oracle is?
For a second, I thought it was a makeup company. No, what's Oracle?
It's like
bug
one
spray. They spray for bugs.
Okay, is anyone else?
Producer Courtney's laughing at me.
Oracle is like one of the biggest tech companies that like runs the world, owned by Larry Ellison.
Did they get in trouble for stealing the name for the people that spray for roaches? Oracle. Isn't that? Haven't you seen so many commercials?
My brain right now is like this.
Orkin. It's Orkin.
No.
It's Orkin. Okay.
I mean, it sounds the same.
Okay, a tech company. Sick.
Large tech company.
Got it.
Very big. Like in the new Dropout series, I don't know. Did you watch Dropout about Elizabeth Holmes?
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it.
Larry Ellison is in the, he makes
on the yacht.
But yes, that's Larry Ellison. It's not actually him, but you know.
Throw a yacht in there and bitch, I'll remember it all.
Yeah, how did you get
Okay, Oracle. Okay, well, congrats. That's great. That's cool.
Thank you. I was in the classic like sales job, which I also loved sales. Like it's very relational.
I fucking love sales. I always said if I wasn't doing a podcast or had an Instagram, like I would do. Everyone's like, "What would you do if Instagram ended tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't know. Fucking sell shit.
I love
like
when
I do
people
now.
give you this like weird ultimate. Like you're like, what? What are you gonna do when your job doesn't? Like
people are always like, I've said it to. They're probably so overhearing this quote, but literally when people are like, "What would you do if Instagram went away tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't know. What would you do if everyone went to virtual learning and we didn't need teachers anymore? That would suck.
Yeah, it's like it's a medium for me to do my job.
You're gonna have to figure it out. We're all gonna figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
What a weird thing. They're like dangle it over your head and you can see it in their eyes. They're like, what would you do? I'm like,
well,
I'll fucking figure it out.
Yeah, Instagram is interesting, but
you liked having a corporate job? You were into it?
Yeah. So I mean, I really liked it. Like I also was just very in the moment at the time. I was fresh out of college. It was like basically like rushing sorority fraternities, but in your job. Like they sent us out to, what was it, San Mateo for 2 weeks with all new cast members. What am I thinking?
It was
called like a class up. Yeah, literally. It was called a class up. So it was like you met all of your new best friends. Like everyone was like dating each other. Like it was fun. Like
I thought you were gonna be like, it was a lot. You're like, it was fun.
It was fun. Like it was 2 weeks. They stopped the program, but it was a great job.
Because everyone was fucking each other.
I mean, I met Landon there. So, no, I'm kidding. But,
wait, did you?
Yeah.
That's hysterical. Landon's her boyfriend.
Yeah. No, we met.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we
a
love
lot of people did.
We're like at stay away camp for sales.
No, it is. It was nice, but it's not that I hated my job. I would sit there and I was like, I could progress in this company if I put my head down and if I worked. But like, I would look at the people maybe 3 positions above me and I was like, but I don't want that. Like, I'm so just not creatively stimulated. And the whole reason why I'm telling this dance story is because I always had a way to express myself creatively.
Yeah.
And then I stopped dancing. I started a corporate job and I was sitting there like literally like, what do I do with my hands? Like
I
that
really
type of vibe.
Like, by the way, that you did like the hip hop team afterwards.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying that because if I was like a vet, me again, I'm pissed they cut the vet. Yeah. If I was a vet and got cut from the dance team I was on, that was like a big deal, iconic at UT. Yeah. I think I would have been very scorned, and I would have taken the approach of like, I don't want to fucking do this shit anyways. I wouldn't have like gone and been like, I'm just gonna do something else that's similar. I would have wanted everyone to think like I didn't even care. I don't even want to dance anymore. Like I was over it anyways. Like that was the approach decision. I would have taken. So I'm very impressed that you're like, no, I still want to dance, so I'm just gonna go to a different team. That's very
well. It was
cool.
like probably the toughest. Like I'm very. Sorry, I'm going to say a bunch of things. My dad talks about that the first time he ever really experienced failure was when he got cut from his job. Like he was whatever. The first time I experienced failure was literally that, like the rejection. But I'm so thankful I went through that as a young person, because it's like now you can lose a job or you can, anything happens. And I'm like, I've already been through it. I already have my tools to deal with it. And actually, I didn't make it back. I had a terrible year. Like it just made me doubt everything about myself for 20 years. Like I was like, who am I? And then I tried out again. I was like, I'm going to come back and be better than ever, like show them. And I had a meeting with the coaches and they encouraged me to do it. And then like maybe on the second or third round, I just got cut again. Cut again. But okay. I literally think everything it was God for a reason. Being like, nope. Yeah, nope. Like, and I'm so thankful. And then I went and did what made me happy, which was actually dancing.
So whenever I was in briefly in DC, whenever I thought I wanted to go to law school, I thought I wanted to be working on Capitol Hill.
I didn't know you thought you wanted to go to law school.
Oh yeah, baby.
Which is a great lawyer.
Which is so crazy because I don't like school. I don't like school. I don't like papers. I don't like studying. It was not my thing. It's never going to be my thing. I was a horrible student. Like every report card ever was like, she is not applying herself.
But
like,
she has a great personality.
Yeah, they're like, so funny. They're like, she is capable, but she's absolutely not applying herself. And I was like, here's the fucking crazy thing. I don't want to be here. And they would literally, the teachers would be like, do you not want to be here? I'd be like, no. Like I was
like, do I have to spell it
really
out?
Like I was kind of the bad kid. Like I wasn't like my friends were always very embarrassed. Like because I had like the fun, cute little like sweet friends, and they were popular and they were all like well rounded and were on the sports teams and all the teachers loved them and homecoming court. And like I just was like in the back of the class eating snacks, like not wanting to be there.
You just didn't want it.
I failed. Like I failed classes in who fails classes in high school, and it really set me up badly for college because I mean here's the thing, you've got to do well in high school to go to college. And I'm from the South. All my friends now, it's so normal to not go to college. I feel like Gen Z is like college, who needs it? But like not for us. Like I was like I have to go to college and I have very little options now. You know, so.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to the University of South Carolina upstate. So it was like a branch off of. I didn't even apply to any other schools because I knew I would get like not in. I knew I wouldn't get in.
That
like
makes me sad. But everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, but I remember when I worked in DC for a little bit and I was seeing these people, like you said in your position at Oracle, not Orkin, the people I saw that were like the peak, like the pinnacle, what I was working towards. I was like, wait. Ew, I don't want that. Yeah. So if you're in a job right now and you like, that's another good lesson for anyone that's listening. If you're in a job right now, and obviously in every job you want to grow, you want like room for not improvement, but what's the word?
Like,
room for
to
growth.
Not be stagnant.
You just want to like
to be able to move,
be able to move higher up in your career. If you're looking at the highest point in that career and you don't want to be that person, then get the fuck out of the lowest part of the career too. Because why would you climb the ladder to get somewhere you don't want to be?
But once again, like it's not like okay, call your boss and quit. It's like start thinking ahead. And the same thing of looking at the people above of you. Like that's looking ahead.
So when did I? Yeah, when did you know?
So when did you know?
When did you know? I'm like, tell us. When did you know? I'm like on this ride.
There's like a long fluff in between of when, like I stayed at Oracle for 4 years and did this on the side, I think. 3 or 4 years. And at the beginning, like I literally one day was like, I'm going to start a makeup page because I've always loved makeup. And all my friends were like,
do it.
No. They're all like, okay. Like,
I was gonna say, were you embarrassed? Like when I first started influencing, my friends were literally like, "Who are you talking to?" Because I'd be like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Who are the guys?"
They're like, "Who's the group of the guys?" And they're like, "Who are the guys?" No, I look back and I cringe at everything I did, but at the time, like I weirdly was not. But I know my friends were so supportive. My family was so supportive. I'm sure they were talking shit about behind my back. Yeah, I would do it too. Like totally. If I saw me, like
it's just different.
Yeah, I'm like taking selfies with terrible makeup, and I'm sure my friends were like,
"Oh no!"
God, like the purple lips.
We're like, "Oh no!"
But they would give me a like. I had 7
That's
followers.
Really nice.
Literally, I had 7 followers on the first day, and I was like, "I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna share my same thing. I'm gonna share about makeup." I started doing it though, and I would pick up jobs, but even I would get asked like, do you want to do this full time? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I want to work in fashion.
Yeah,
I always said that. And then there was like a period of time where I was really unhappy at Oracle, and I started interviewing in New York. And I was like, I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to be the fashion girl. I'm going to do this whole thing that I thought. And every single job that I applied for, I got turned down from. Like,
every single one of them.
Every single one. Like, there was a company here that I got flown out with. I got to meet the CEO. I sat with her. I was like, they're going to hire me. And not in a cocky way. I was just like, oh my God, like, why would you invest in someone?
Do you know how often I think so highly of myself and then like something gets slapped in my face and I'm like, okay, did not see that coming. I am just like always thinking so highly of myself, really. Like, it's a good quality, I think, to think highly of yourself. But sometimes I'm like, ooh, was not expecting that.
But I think that's important to like be so relentless about believing in yourself. Like, but they flew me out, and the whole reasoning that I didn't get it like made no sense. They're like, maybe we'll make you like a marketing role, and it didn't make sense.
They were trying to create a role for you that didn't exist.
Yes, but I just look back at everything and I'm like, once again, like doors were shutting because that was not my time to move to New York. I remember at that time, like my grandpa passed away, and then I met Landon at the same time. So I would meet every guy I like was dating at the time. I would meet them. I'd be like, I'm moving to New York. Like, this can't be serious. Like, that was my thing. I was like, I'm moving to New York. They're like, it's been 2.5 years. Like, you're not going anywhere.
That's
I was
so
like,
crazy.
No. Like,
do you know the TV show that I was on, Very Cavallari? It was in production for so long, and we had to film a pilot and a sizzle and all this stuff. And I called up all my friends, and I was like, so first of all, I'm going to be on fucking TV. And they were like, cool. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, when? I was like, soon. And we just filmed a sizzler. So a sizzler, which then now they're pitching it to all the producers, right? And then after that, when it gets greenlit by a network, which you picked up ours, which is great, then it has to like go to filming. And my friends were literally
4
like,
hours
it's been 2 years.
They're like,
it took 2 years.
Yeah,
we started doing, 2 years it took. So it's just funny because you get so excited and tell people this and they're like, bitch, no, it ain't.
But
like, just wait.
I do think though, like, and we can talk about kind of later, like what I think of manifestation, because I know a lot of people
want to talk about that.
But I think the biggest thing is like saying stuff like, I want to move to New York, and like saying stuff without fear. And it's people say speaking into existence, but it's true. It's like when you say, like, if I was meeting you guys and I was like, hey, I want to move to New York, you would be like, oh my God, I was just in New York and I know this girl, I'll connect you.
Totally.
And it's like, that's how doors open. You don't just sit on your thoughts and people are like, hey, I thought you might be thinking about moving to New York. Like, let me
you look
share
like a girl
with you.
that might be thinking about moving across the country. You're like,
you have to say this stuff out loud without fear of like ego and stuff like that.
Do you like to manifest out loud like that, or do you like to manifest by journaling, or what? Both?
I think journaling, and like the way I view manifesting though, because I'm careful to talk about it because I think it gets kind of hippity dippity. Like, I don't believe that the stars aligned and I became a makeup artist.
Here's the thing.
I don't believe that.
Anna Grace is the most woo-woo person I know. Like, she actually is a witch. It's kind of crazy. And I'm here for it. Like, I like to listen to anyone's like things they say. And I think that I get into like these moods where I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. I don't even believe in any of that. And then I get in these moods where I'm literally like opening the CoStar app and I'm like, interesting. Okay, so the star is over here. So then I should go do that. Like,
just depends.
Whatever mood you're,
Yeah. I feel like it's a combination for me. Like, I was raised really Christian. Like, I'm religious. I'm not like outwardly like very spiritual like on my page or anything, but like for me personally, it's like the combination of faith and then it's more like goal setting is what I think of manifesting.
Yeah,
and it's like
determination.
Down, yes. And speaking it into existence, but writing down like, I want to do Kylie Jenner, I want to do whatever, and then sharing it with the world.
Do you write, like, I hear people write in their journals and say stuff like, today was so fun doing Kylie's makeup. She was so sweet. I love that I got to like see Stormy while I was there. Her makeup looked incredible. Her liner was
envisioning it right now.
Like, do you write it like that, or do you just say like, I want to? I would feel kind of funny writing it like that.
Well, I don't give myself like weird templates.
I'm like judging myself silently. I'm like, you're such a loser. I'm like,
this is so embarrassing. No, I mean, sometimes I don't journal too, but sometimes I just like I'll wake up and I'll be like, that sort of format, like, oh, today I did this, whatever. Right. And then some days it's like a bullet point list. And then some days it's like, okay, vision board, like what's my mood for the next 6 months?
Coming from someone that I've watched just grow exponentially, you guys, like when I met her, she said she was like in my DMs, like offering to do my makeup for free. And now she's literally doing, I mean, the clientele list is through the roof. You can go to her Instagram and look at it. It's iconic. So if she's sitting here telling you that you don't have to manifest any certain type of way, then you don't, because I mean, I'm just really impressed. Obviously it's a combination of hard work too, but
it is.
And you know what I didn't know? Is it because of your faith? Do you not live with Landon because you want to wait till you're married?
So let's unpack that.
I'm like, I thought you lived with your boyfriend here.
No.
Okay, so that's fun. Do you guys like being in the city together? Is that?
Yeah, it does feel like we're in a long distance relationship though.
And
he lives in Chelsea. Which, like, it's so funny. No,
Sorry.
I am the most directionally challenged, but you are worse.
I went to the Steve Madden event. We just talked about this. The fucking maps. I don't know maps. I don't get maps. Maps don't know me.
Yeah, we don't.
Maps. I don't know maps. Yeah. And so, anyways, I was with Serena yesterday last night, and we're gonna have Serena Kerrigan on the podcast too soon. SFK. You guys have been asking for her. We're gonna deliver. And she was saying stuff, and I was too embarrassed to tell her. I had no fucking clue what she was talking about. You know, like she was like, "Oh yeah, because my mom just lives like," and she was like saying like blocks and things like that. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, I have no idea.
So basically Chelsea's in the middle of nowhere, and just kidding. It's not. It's a nice place. He's just in West Chelsea near Hudson Yards, and I'm like all the way on the east side. So it literally takes 30 minutes to get to each other.
So you live far away from each other.
We live far away, and he has a dog. So we make it work. But the thing about New York too is like you have to plan everything. It's not just, I'm going to get in my car and get a coffee. It's all like you're scheduled out by the hour. And so us hanging out, I'm like, okay, well, if you come over at 7:15 and then come up, like by the time you get there and we unpack and then we do, it's how it is.
What's so crazy is like, I'm so weird about being on time. And like, I've had to literally give myself so much more time. I was on time to the morning toast with Claudia, and I felt so embarrassed that I was on time. Like I wanted to be early, you know?
Yes.
And I was like, well, I just couldn't help it. It's just like everything is so accessible here. And I was saying this, like New York, you can get anything in a New York minute. But like you really can't though, because it takes a while to figure out the logistics of getting to where from however. Yeah.
Everything. There's all the things. So it's been amazing that he's here. We moved within a month, I think, but we're definitely like feeling that kind of, it's hard. Like, and especially my life changed, and he is the most supportive person.
I was going to say, he seems very supportive. I actually went to dinner with him. So I met Landon. He was so nice, and like he just sat at dinner with like 4 girls who were just like, and like, listen, me as one of the girls, like get a fucking grip, like any dude that is sitting there is probably just like this fucking chick. Like,
are you kidding me? Landon is literally like, this is so cool.
Wait, Landon was on the episode where he was the one guys that was like, oh, so you grew up in Hawaii?
Wait, when you
and I was like, Hawaii.
Wait, is this the trailer or something?
Yes.
What happened?
And I was like, no, not Hawaii. I said double wide in Hawaii. And he goes, oh, okay, and didn't say anything. And then the girls were like, yeah. And then he was like, what's a double wide? And I was like, what?
Wait, and then literally, what is a double wide?
And then I was like looking at the girls like, you were in the bathroom when this happened. Oh. I was like, these sucker, you don't know what a double wide is. And they were like, what is it? And I was like,
Cassie's literally like, no, but like,
Cassie's like, what is? Okay, so it's just a trailer. It's a trailer.
Have you defined that on this
double
podcast
wide
yet? Okay.
Yes.
Is it built into the ground?
No. So trailers are cool because they have wheels underneath them, so you can move them. So we're fucking fancy though. Where I grew up, my dad put like lattice. Is that what it's called? It's like the white like fencing. Okay. So you couldn't see the wheels. But I remember I didn't know. I grew up with just like not a lot of money at all, but I just had no idea. Yeah. Like I just was so happy all the time, and so I didn't know.
I love that about you. You can feel it. Like you're just so.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
That's a great quality.
My parents are lovely, and they do not listen to this podcast, but I don't want them to be offended. But like I just had no idea we were kind of broke. Like I just didn't know, and they were just so happy and made us so happy. And I'll never forget. I came home one day and I was like, "Mom, this girl at school said we live in a trailer," and she was like, "Well, that's not very nice." I don't think she was trying to be very nice to you, but we do. And I was like, what a knee slapper. I was like, we live in a trailer.
Sweet parent.
And she was like, we do. There's wheels technically underneath that. And I was like, wheels? Where are the wheels?
They're
and
like,
she's
right
like,
behind the lattice.
Literally, she's like, honey, our washer and dryer's in our kitchen. Where do you, yes. Like, what do you think? Like, honestly, moving to New York, I'm like, this kind of all checks out. Like, our washer and dryer was in our kitchen my entire life.
Yeah. No, that's crazy though.
I just think that was, I applauded Landon for being like just with all the girls, just like I was in that dress. It was like down to my ass crack for Serena's birthday.
Yeah,
you were in this beautiful feather outfit, and we were all just
what
like,
I was gonna wear today.
We're just boofing around and just having a time. Landon was just like very inquisitive and nice, and I love that. You gotta have someone supportive, and especially in a career like this, it's just not. It can hard. Be
I think too, like first of all, the move is already hard. Second of all, like your girlfriend going from working a 9 to 5 alongside you to like not only not having structure, but just being like now a personality, growing a fault, like being an influencer. Like,
did he mind being on camera at first? Was he like, I don't like it?
Every guy's a little uncomfortable.
Totally.
But like never once has he made me feel guilty about working. Never once has he made me feel embarrassed about like
what you do.
Like he's literally but I think that's huge because
my ex was like that. He was wonderful, so supportive. It raised my standard. I will never settle for anything else less than what he made me feel. Like he made me feel so like powerful and strong in what I did
and what you did and who you were.
And there were definitely like naysayers, and he would be like of course, like I'm talking to my phone all day. I'm videoing everything, and people love to be like, can you just be in the moment? I'm like, what about me being on my phone filming the moment and laughing with the people I'm around, and also then having that memory? I'm pretty sure I'm in the moment right now and also going to relive the moment over and over again. Like I get sometimes like setting your phone down and just like being on a yacht. I mean, I love talking about yachts. Being on we're gonna get on a yacht. Getting on a yacht and just like, sure, put your phone down and then enjoy the view for a little bit. But I don't think there's anything wrong with also taking some fucking videos on the yacht.
And it's for good memories.
What?
I swear, my only memories now, which I don't know if I have like something wrong, but like I can only remember stuff if I go back in my camera roll.
Yeah, we gotta get that checked out.
I'm gonna do a doctor's appointment when I go home. But no, I think being with someone who, it also just speaks to their character of like, there's so many insecure guys out there that the second, especially to someone with a following, whatever you want to say, that they could just be like, you're getting so much attention from other people or whatever it is. And it's like, that's just not the case. And you need someone who understands that and wants to encourage you.
I can't stand it. It's like such a turn off. It's an immediate ick for me. I do not like it when guys, they'll somehow find out what I do or see my followers and they'll go, well, shit, I don't know. You might not want to follow me. I don't have that. And I'm like,
you're like, I'm just a person. I'm just funny.
Well, it's not even that they're not giving me any credit either. They're kind of like demeaning and diminishing what I do in the process of also, it's like they're trying to be self-deprecating, but they're actually being rude towards me while they're doing
it's like
it.
A backhanded compliment.
Yeah. And I just don't know. I think I'm like, I don't care about my Instagram like that. Like it's my job and I love it. And I love talking to you guys. I honestly, and I've said it before, the podcast makes me feel more fulfilled than like my Instagram, but I also just like talk to my phone and Instagram all day long, and that's where I have more followers too. So I just like, I don't know. I'm not embarrassed to do that, but it makes me feel smaller when guys are like, so what? You just like talk to the people and I'm like, yes, that's what I do.
It's a very like successful job.
Yeah,
Thanks,
chill.
Also, I just want to tell you that I was watching on the way here. I was looking at the formatting of this, like the video part, and I was like, "You look alive in your podcast." Like
I love, I'm like today,
like,
not so much.
No, but like your soul, like it just so you.
Happy.
And we talked about you doing stand up, and you should manifest that on here.
She's
now.
embarrassing me now. So I literally told Kelly forever ago, and if anyone's listening to this, this is what I'm talking about. I like, oh my god, my heart is racing on it. Is it the Dramamine?
Yeah.
Because
or the hangover.
I'm like all of it.
The tequila coming out.
I know. And then I took my birth control whenever I walked in, and I was like, honestly, Courtney, like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I might just spontaneously combust. So I told Kelly, and we're like, she absolutely defied our trust, and I'll never tell her anything ever again.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I just love like entertaining. Like I love doing that, and it's just hard because like you could say you wanted to be a singer. I think even maybe I'm just like Nashville is like in my brain, but I feel like if you came out and said you wanted to be a singer, no, that would probably be hard to do because you have to
have talent.
But people might not think you sound good, and you're admitting that you think you sound good enough to be a singer.
Why are you so in your head about doing stand up?
Because
I
it's
can
just
see you literally cranking
I'm
it
like,
up. You're funny. You were on national TV.
No, but not to be funny. I was just on national TV as a twat.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I just think it's just hard because I would love to do that, and I want to do live shows with the podcast, and maybe that'll be like me dipping my toe in the water. But it's hard when you say you want to do stand up. People are like, oh my god, like she thinks she's fucking funny. Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's what stand up is. Stand up is, yes, it's like improv sometimes, and like I think the funniest shows. I actually went and saw Hannah Burner, and like my favorite parts. I want to. We have to go to the comedy store or whichever one she's, whichever ones there are. Yes, she's so funny, and it's so talented to me when I see comedians like pick on people in the audience because that's obviously not written in a script.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: like you have to have comedic timing, you have to have your delivery, but people are like don't realize they are writing out their jokes for a stand-up set. They're writing a 20-minute set, like
for sure.
So really, like I don't know. I guess I just get really in my head about it. Because people are like, oh my god, she thinks she's so funny, she could do stand up. But I'm like,
who do you think saying this? No one's saying this.
Everybody.
Is this troll comments?
I'm just, like, what? No, because I've never said I wanted to do stand up, Kelly. So no, now there's gonna be troll comments.
No. You will be so surprised. Like I genuinely believe this that you have such a community. Why do you think people listen to your podcast? Because you have solo episodes where you riff alone. Like I'm like, those are difficult. Like, but like you have such a community behind you. And honestly, back in the day, like when people were doing stand up, sure it was hard. They didn't have a community that they could bank would come support
right.
them.
That's true. Wait, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, like it's like people used to go to Comedy Cellar with 4 people in the audience and try out jokes. Like you have a massive following here and on your Instagram that would just love to be in your presence. So ride that wave.
I would love. I'll do live shows first, and maybe I'll try, and maybe like that's like never gonna work out for me, and I'll try it once and be like, I can't believe I ever thought I wanted to do that. But it is something that I will say out loud that I would just like love to do one day. But you know what's crazy?
You mad I brought it up?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Here's what it is too. I can even like to go back to this. Let's say you started makeup and you happen to just be friends in the very beginning. Let's say, and maybe you were, I don't think so, but you were friends with some of the most famous makeup artists ever. And then all of a sudden you were like, I want to do makeup. Wouldn't you be embarrassed for them to find that out? And they're like, oh gosh, she wants to do makeup.
Actually, no, I probably would.
I'm friends with like a lot of legitimate comedians.
But why do you think these people follow you? Because you're funny.
I know, but it's not, I hear them say all the time, like everyone thinks they can be a stand-up, like everyone thinks they can do stand-up, because it is so much more than just being funny.
Sure.
So I guess I like also I have so many like just like constrictions with just saying it out loud.
Like not to get spiritual, but I literally
it's the devil.
It's the devil in your ear. Like, no, like sorry.
Immediately I was like, it's the devil. Yeah.
It's true.
I would love to do that. So thank you for helping me manifest that unwillingly on this podcast.
Of course,
maybe one day that would be something I can look into. And it's funny, I told you're maybe the third person I've ever told. Again, can't be trusted. And then the other person I told you. Do you know who Julia Havens is?
I'm obsessed with Julia Havens.
Love Julia Havens. Her Hunter.
Good energy.
Yes,
amazing.
Her husband. I almost said her Hunter. Her husband Hunter. They were talking about having some like just like workshopping with creatives in Nashville so that you could like we could all get together and like run stuff by each other. And they had said something like I had sent them a voice note of some sort about something funny. I think it was like I don't know. I think it was
you being funny per usual.
He responded to me, Hunter did, and he was like, "Me and Julia are sitting here cracking up at your voice note. Like you should do stand up." And I was like, I don't know why, but it's probably because they have such good energy. Yeah. I was like, I kind of always thought about that, but I just could never like say it out loud. And she was like, they were just so sweet, like you're being right now. And they're like, come to our house, like write a show, and like we'll invite some of our friends over, and they're like, you can like practice it. And I was like,
Nashville people would come out.
That's sweet. Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see. That would be fun.
I mean, honestly, you're slowly starting to tell people, which in my mind, it's like you like itching at it, kind of like trying to see what the reaction would be. Yeah. Like you've told a few people, like obviously you're thinking about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think any of my actual famous comedian friends listen to my podcast, but if they are, I just feel like they're rolling their eyes so hard right now. But
one day you're going to be the standard and people are going to be like, I just don't think I'd be as funny as her.
Oh my God. That's nice.
Anyways.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So, and then you also told me one time that you interviewed to be Patrick Tall's assistant, which is like really cool. Because you work with him now, right?
I've assisted him one time. So, which to me, I'm like, that made
incredible.
My life.
Yeah. Are you kidding
amazing.
me? Yeah.
But this was when I lived in Texas and I think I still was at my corporate job. And this is when I knew, like, a lot of people ask about timing of like, when did you want to leave? How much money did you have saved up? Like all this stuff.
Right.
Basically, I'd been thinking about it. And I was like, it just didn't feel right. One day I woke up and I was like, within the next few months, like this feels right. Like, let's get it going.
Yeah.
But before that I had no clarity. So like, I can't really speak to why or how. It just was like, I was missing more opportunities with my corporate job than like, it used to be the reverse. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like I was missing more makeup opportunities now because I had to work a 9 to 5.
Right,
and I was like, that's when you know like the pendulum has swung and it's like I'm getting more business. Like I could do this. But I was at my corporate job and in my letter I wrote to him because he opened a position for an assistant. I wrote like, I'm based in LA. And like when I say my career for the first 3 years was based off lies of telling people like, I'm in Nashville here for clients. Didn't have a single client. Hey, I'm in LA for clients and business meetings. Like would love to do your makeup free of cost. Like wait,
I love that. You know, I would do that for boys though. I would be like, I go to LA all the time.
You and your Cubs card or whatever it is. I can't.
I'd be like, well, I mean, I'm literally always in LA. Me never was in LA, but I was like always there.
You have to put in that little extra effort to like you don't. I don't just wake up in LA and
fake it till you make it, baby.
Exactly. And not fake the talent and fake whatever. But I'm like, you have to put yourself in those situations to get the opportunities you want. And sometimes it doesn't work out. And for instance, this one, like I had lied a little bit, which my mom is always like, do not white lie.
Oh my God. My mom.
She's like, stop white lying. I'm like,
my mom gets so angry with me about that shit. She's like, I don't even understand why you would even lie about that. I'm like, well, because Mom, I could break it down for you, but I just did. Okay. So let's just like move on.
Okay. But it's not like we're lying. I'm not lying about like my experience level or anything. I'm just like, I'm in LA. And because I would move to LA if the job was there, but I don't want people to have the burden of bringing me to them.
Totally.
Because that's a thing.
Because then they might not put you as high on the roster for people they're going to choose from. Also, me totally lying about skill sets. Like, who doesn't say they're efficient in Excel? And nobody's efficient in Excel.
Right? You're so
like,
right.
nobody.
That on the last little thing.
It's like,
always,
we make it like very small. I'm like,
very
proficient.
tiny.
You know, I got called out for that one time when I worked at a law firm. And he was like, you literally put on your he was like, those are in a spreadsheet. I was like, no problem. Could you just show me how to work the spreadsheet? And then I'm on it. And he was like, how to work the spreadsheet. I was like,
he's like, that's your top skill.
I was like, I put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
In small print. Efficient.
That's funny.
Yeah. So keep going.
But nothing important. Like I would, and you would never either. Like I'm not like a liar, but I would just put myself in those situations.
Yeah.
And for this one too, I was like, they're not going to even look at my resume if I'm not based in LA.
Totally.
Which I did this for New York too. So I'm like, I'm in LA, like blah, blah, blah. I was supposed to have an interview with him. It was on the books. It got rescheduled literally 3 times. So I would get on my Zoom and they were like, we're so sorry. Like we're running behind.
Oh, no.
And I just kept being like, like, because I got the call back, I got the email from him myself, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah.
And then 3 times it just got rescheduled or whatever it was. And I was like, this door's just shutting.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was like, I don't understand. But then flash forward a year, like, we got to intersect and I got to assist him. We had this amazing connection and everything worked out how it was supposed to. Because I do also
Did you bring up to him that you applied to be his assistant?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I didn't hire you because you didn't live in LA. Like, because also he's like, your Instagram's public. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist.
I'm so dead that like, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, how could he have known?
Yeah, which I'm like, well, I'm like flight out. Like I would put in my bio, like New York, LA, whatever.
Right.
But I do believe too that like, you're supposed to intersect with people at a specific time. And if we would have met a year before, like I might have not been the artist I wanted to be.
Totally.
Maybe I wasn't the person I wanted to be. Like
timing is everything.
Yes.
I was actually just telling Kelli Anne, I was like, I used to edit the podcast myself and it really holds you accountable to like, I don't know why this relates to what you just said. I'm trying to figure out the pathway here.
The intersection
of
people meeting. You might not be the people.
The timing. Yeah. So I interrupt people. I accidentally talk over people all the time. It is not because I think I'm better than them or I have more important things to say. It is a deep-rooted issue that I work on every day.
Because you're human.
But it's not enough to just say like, I'm working on it. Like you have to actually like try to stop doing it. Like hold your fucking tongue and let someone else speak. And that's just hard for me sometimes. And so I'm working on it. But I was saying it's easier to hold myself accountable because I don't edit the podcast anymore. So I used to edit it and I would literally crop out the audio where I was like jumping in to speak to someone and then I would crop out them talking so that you couldn't tell I interrupted them and then took over. And I would do that. And I'm obviously not going to ask producer Courtney. Like if I hear
Courtney.
I cringe so hard when I hear it, but I'm not going to message her and be like, can you, because you had to like really move audio around to do that. It would take me a second. And I'm not going to ask her to do that. So it makes me held a lot more accountable. Like there was an episode that we were talking about Coachella, Blockchella. And I interrupted Anna Grace was trying to talk about the shuttles and I was trying to talk about it and we were both there. And so again, it wasn't like I was like, shut the fuck up, Anna Grace. But I just was like, I listened back and was like mortified. And guess what I got? I got a message from someone that was like, I love you. I love your podcast. You interrupt Anna Grace so much in this episode. Like I just feel bad and like I just wish both of you could talk and blah, blah, blah. And it's all so nice and constructive. Yeah. And so I don't know, little things like that just like hold you accountable to be like, oh, now I have to hear it and everyone else has to hear it. Yeah. So here's a crazy concept. Try to do it less.
Constructive criticism is key.
Yeah.
But trolls are not.
Yeah, trolls are not nice.
Goodbye.
I feel like, do you ever tell people constructive criticism with their makeup or you just like don't even touch that?
What do you mean? Like when people do
like
it
if you was a friend and you saw like horrible eyeliner, would you look at me and be like, I just like feel like something else would look so much prettier on you. I want to do your eyeliner one day. Or would you just like let it ride because you're like, she's never going to learn?
Well, I feel like my friends now do this thing, which I love them for it. They're always like, can you like do my eyeshadow? Or they're like,
you love them for it?
No,
you love them for it? Because I would not like that shit. I would not.
It's fun. Like I honestly feel like all of them are like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then all of them now I feel like are honestly really good at makeup. But if someone has a janky liner, you wouldn't let me do that.
No. I am best friends with a makeup artist, Beck. So we were just saying, I cannot believe you guys haven't met yet. So my friend Beck, she's an incredible makeup artist. Look her up too. Yeah, her Instagram is It's Made by Beck. And it's funny because I feel so bad. I'll text her every once in a while and be like I did a winged liner the other day. And it's not like I asked her to do a tutorial for me on the phone or she wasn't even there.
But did she do it for you?
No, I just like sent her this video. I was like, listen, I know you are not working right now, and I know you're not like wanting to look at my wing eyeliner, but is it okay to walk out the door? Like, I don't ever want to disrespect someone's time because it is your work. And I know it's fun for you and people see you're passionate about it, but it's like someone handing me a product and being like, it would take you 2 seconds to post this on your Instagram. Here's the thing, it would. Yeah. And I could do it really quickly, but that's not the point. The point is that one, I'm not working right now, and two, like, I get paid for that. That's what it's like, respect my time and my energy. So
the energy.
I always feel bad. And she's always like, you're my best friend. I don't care. But like, she did walk me through a bun tutorial one time, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
I saw an even killing the bun.
Thank you. And she's like, Shannon, I'm literally driving, doing nothing. I don't mind helping you. But I think it's like, if you have a friend that's in the service industry per se, like, it's just not really cool just to like expect them to do, like, I was the girl, I still am the girl on Bachelorette trips, and I know this is going to be hard for you to believe, baby girl, but
are you doing people's makeup?
Everyone's.
No, I mean, you're so good though. I'm not surprised.
No, everyone's so, and what they do is they always like, they'll do their makeup and then they'll be like, I did my makeup. Can you just do my eyes? I'm like,
just touch it up.
Can you just do my eyes? Or one of my friends always says this is her fucking thing. She goes, Shannon, I feel like what am I missing? And I'm like, nothing, you look good to me. And she's like, something's, can you just look at it? And I'm always like, sure. And then I swear they just like want me to touch them.
Like, they do. They want you to literally circle a brush on their eye, and they're like, thank
you. Yeah, but I've actually done all my friends' makeup. No, I don't know why I just said that. That's such a lie. I've done 3 of my friends' makeup for their weddings.
Wait, how did I not know this about you?
I'm not gonna I'm not throwing shade at all. Like, this is nothing to do with makeup artists in South Carolina, but I don't know what it is. My friends just literally say stuff like, I don't trust anyone else but you. Because I did it our whole life. Like, your pictures of you doing it when you're 8. Yeah. My mom has pictures of me at prom doing people's like makeup and stuff. Like, I used to make money. I used to put in extensions, hair weave,
Should you glam me? What's happening
hair here? Weave, kill a baby. I learned how to do it on YouTube. My mom and I learned how to put extensions in on YouTube because I wanted extensions, which I had for 7 years.
Genuine. Like, I did not know this about you.
Keratin extensions, like with the hot tool and everything, like they're beaded in your hair for like 3 months. My mom did mine because we couldn't afford to like get it done by someone else. It was fucking so expensive. And then I learned how to do it. So I would do like that to make money. Like, I actually found a Facebook memory the other day and I was so embarrassed. I didn't delete it, but it was like, I was like doing people's makeup for New Year's Eve and I was like posting pic stitches. And again, it was like so bad. And the girls left so happy. They were thrilled.
Of course.
But like,
it's all about the feeling.
It was just like so bad. And I've done my best friend. I was the maid of honor in her wedding. Grace, and I did her makeup for her wedding. I did my friend Jordan's makeup for her wedding. Like,
wait, I'm shook. You need to do my makeup.
They're just okay. But we're like, I'm gonna do stand up and be a makeup artist. So everyone buckle the fuck up.
Yeah. Like down, the queen's coming. Literally.
No, I feel like that is always what people ask me to do, and I'm always so fucking annoyed. So I can imagine it being your because here's the thing. Yeah, I want to get ready and have fun too. Like, when I'm at a bachelorette party, I want
the timing.
I want to get myself ready and enjoy getting ready. I don't enjoy sitting there while you guys file in a line.
No, there's a memes about this where it's like, you can't get mad at the girl who did your, like, because there were always the late ones. Because everyone's like, can you just like touch up my face? I'm like, I have to start getting ready at 2 p.m. so we can go to our 9 p.m. dinner.
No shit.
Because you guys,
it's crazy.
But I love them for it. But
I do too. My friends listen to this podcast and they're gonna be like, fuck you, bitch. You said you didn't mind. But here's the thing, like, I mind.
No, I do mind. Yeah, let's just put it out there. I think it's just so different than touching someone up though. And like, when I first got started, I would use my friends as models. That was something, because I wanted like models on my feed, and I have beautiful friends, so I would use them.
You do.
But thank you. Yeah, I'm a friend. But then it got to the point where it'd be like, can you come over and just like glam me before? And I'm like, all right, it's taking my luxury products, my time, my energy, and I could be getting paid by another client to take this slot. So like,
I loved doing my friend's makeup for their wedding because I felt like so special. Like, I felt like when they asked me, I was like, are you serious? Yeah. Like, that is so sweet and special, and we have those memories forever. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just like a difference.
There's a fine line.
I know I actually texted you before, when was it? And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, let's play. And I was like, wait, and I mean like play, like go to dinners and drink, because people love to text, especially like influencers. It's kind of like our own little lingo to text like makeup artists and like, I'd love to play sometimes. It's like, it means like, come do my makeup for free. Like, let's play, like let's do something fun and play.
Yeah,
and
come hang with me, like be in my presence and glam me.
My favorite thing is someone's like, we can just like drink wine and just like have fun. It's
just
like,
hang.
That's not fun for me. I'm working.
Like, I'm working. Literally. No, so, I had a friend that, and shout out Kenzie, if she's listening to this, she'll die laughing. It was like the one time we got in the biggest fight. She would, at every dinner, she would be like, babe, lips. And I was like, you gotta stop.
For like, you?
Yes. Like she wanted me to line and do her gloss. And Kinsey is actually, people know who Kinsey is from my Instagram, because she came and assisted me for fashion week. She has long hair. She's hilarious.
Wait, I thought she was telling you to touch up your lip at dinner.
No, hers.
Oh,
so she would look at that. She'd be like, lips.
You just made me want to touch my lipstick.
No, same. But in that literally was like, finally I was like, Kinsey, you gotta stop. Like, you're driving me nuts.
Thank God she was one of your best friends, so you could say that to her.
No, I feel like we laugh about it so hard.
You couldn't really do that. Guys, I am using...
What are we working with here?
What are we working with? Let's see.
I'm using nude?
Charlotte. Yes, ma'am. Girl. She's got an eye on her. Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. I also iconically can put on lip liner without looking, which is incredible.
Kylie Jenner.
I know. I said that the other day in the elevator with Serena Kerrigan. I go, me and Kylie Jenner are the only people that can put their lip liner on without looking. She goes, bitch, I can do that. I was like, shit. And SFK, okay.
Wait, also someone asked me in my question box, they were like, can we talk about Shannon's undertones as a, like...
What does that mean?
Like, they wanted to know what makeup you use because they're also redheaded, and I feel like you guys struggle with the undertones, with the products.
Here's the thing. If you're listening to this and you're redheaded, which I do have a pretty big redheaded following, shouts out,
yes,
guys.
You do.
Our lives are super cool, and they also fucking suck. Here's the thing. I spray tan myself, so my undertones are not real. You know what I mean? I know your undertones come through a spray tan, but
they're masked.
I mean, I think they're just masked a little. I always go warm. I pull red, like my under.
Yeah.
I think I actually just have rosacea.
Yeah, you have little pinky cheeks.
Yeah, I just
but
like
spray tan so like yellow and warm, so it's kind of like.
I use this spray tan. I get asked this a lot actually too. So if you're listening, and you want to know a spray tan hack. So I airbrush myself. I don't use mousses unless I'm traveling.
Wait, so did you bring your airbrush here?
Which I brought. Okay.
We're starting a business.
Wait.
We've talked about this. We need to announce it to New York. We're starting a business.
Welcome to Kelli Anne and Shannon Ford's spray tanning business. Because let me tell you something. And I do not want to knock because now I understand how difficult it is to get places and to do things in New York.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this and you're a spray tan artist in New York, I understand why you're charging $250. $250
for a spray tan.
You guys, like, $250.
And also the time it takes to do the spray tan is about 15 minutes. So by the hour, I'm like, that's a fat hourly rate.
They're lugging their stuff. They're lugging their tents. They're then spray tanning you with their products, and then they're packing it all up, and they're going back home. So like it's me understanding, but absolutely not being fucking willing to pay that.
No.
And I spend money on the stupidest stuff. Listen.
Yeah,
I spend money on the dumbest stuff.
What were the Fendi or whatever the ski shoes? You're like, I don't ski.
Moon boots.
I don't.
Fendi moon boots.
That was a low.
Fendi moon boots. I bought Gucci dice. I got a lot of troll comments for that. People were like, bitch. I bought it for my family because my family loves to play dice, and I thought it'd be like cute and catchy.
That's
but
a nice gift.
My mom goes, Shannon, the game that we always play, I don't even know what it's called. She goes, it has 6 dice. This has 5. Did you even look at that? I go, no, I just
sweetie.
like saw Gucci dice and I just thought like we had to have them.
Yeah. No, we love the spray tan artists. We respect them. I really do, but I just can't afford. Like,
so what I do is I bought a machine myself. I learned how to spray again, I don't want to ask my friends for too many favors because I don't like when like it's the shoes on the other foot. So I actually spray my top half myself, and then my friend comes over right when I need my legs and my back sprayed. They do my legs and my back.
Wait, what friend in New York?
Oh, not here. That's you.
That's my job.
You
okay,
do.
So
you're doing that now.
Tandem. So it's like we have someone doing
tandem.
What's wrong with the word tandem?
Tan. It's cheesy.
Wait, that's a good pun.
It's just a pun.
You caught that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do that because I use this solution. I only use a mousse if I'm on vacation. I need to touch up my spray tan because I'm not gonna lug my. Ooh, actually, that's a lie. When I went to Italy, like let's just break this down for a second. My ex-boyfriend really was such a nice guy. I can't tell if he's silently. Oh yeah, duh, he did that. But he actually, whenever I taught him how to airbrush spray tan me, he was like, which just picture this, right? You are in your most fragile state when you are freshly scrubbed.
You're a baby chicken. You're a skinned chicken.
You're a skinned chicken. Blonde lashes. You don't look good. Like if you have just taken one of the showers where you're scrubbing your body raw to get a new spray tan, you don't look. And if you do look good, get the fuck out of here. Like I don't want to know you. I don't want to be your friend. Like I'm not going to want to be around you. And John would literally spray tan me in that state. But also when I taught him how, he was like, this is kind of like spray painting a car. And I was like,
also, how many cars have
he was like, I did this at shop in high school. I was like, did you just call me a Buick? Like, what the fuck? I was like,
wait, I need to know, were you wearing a hairnet?
No, because my hair's red.
Okay,
so spray tan never gets
Camouflage.
in it. But whenever I spray tan Anna Grace, she's like, do not get my fucking blonde hair. I'm like,
God,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I use this solution called, it's a Norvell solution, but the color is Venetian. So it's purple.
Yes.
So it has purple undertones in it. So that's whenever I get spray tanned, everyone always asks me like, oh my God, the color's so perfect. It's not
purple
orange
undertones.
Or it's more like purpley brown, which is weird.
You have to try Glow Box.
Okay, I will.
Not my little plug here, but it's a fast developing, fast drying, and has no smell.
Is it a solution?
It's mousse.
It's a mousse.
But it has purple undertones. That's why I'm obsessed with it. It's like the only one.
Did they sell a solution? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe because she's an airbrush girl.
Then I bet she does.
Okay,
I can't do my hands with mousse. I fuck it on up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's my redhead tip. I also just like I have products that I just don't stray away from. Like I've been wearing NYX Nude Beige for literally like how long? And then everyone remembers Jennifer's Nude, L'Oreal Jennifer's Nude that is off the market.
That's when I started following you, and you was like selling out
People
everywhere.
literally are like, I'm buying it off eBay. I'm like, I don't think that's real.
It's like $64. You're like, I swear it was like
dead
$9.
Ass, like $9. And they're also, I'm like, I think it's counterfeit. Like it's not like we shouldn't be putting this on our lips. But yeah, I just really stick to the things that work, and I rarely stray away. Like I just like don't.
Your glam though has kind of upped recently.
You told me that when you did my makeup. You're like, Shannon, I've been following you for a while, and my girl,
you're looking
getting
good.
better. I was like, okay, thank you.
Well, your best friend's Beck though. Like she's so I feel like educational too.
She really does. Like I learned so much from her. She came with me on the Revolve trip, the wellness weekend, and she was like the best +1 ever. Because one, she literally, I kept being like, let me pay you, and she's like, Shannon, you brought me on this trip for free. Like it's okay, and I'm your friend, and I don't mind. But like I wanted to respect her time, you know. Sure. And so anyway, she's the best because anytime she does my makeup, I don't ask her during the makeup process like, how are you doing that? Yeah. But I look at it afterwards, see what I like, and I'm like, this shadow right here, what did you do this? She's like, I use this brush and I use that. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't ask her for a tutorial, but yeah. All right. Well, we really just got off on a fucking tangent there.
Like makeup.
Tan. Yeah. Okay. So actually another guest. So I'm filming in New York. I'm filming 2 episodes a day. And so, your friend who I met through you, Cass, is coming on, and
so excited. Y'all met the night we went to Serena's party,
right?
Yes,
yes, we met, and she's so fun. And I feel like her and I are in the same like space right now with dating. But you have a boyfriend, and do you love watching like all the antics that she gets into, or are
I'm
you?
Obsessed.
I love
because like before I started dating Landon, I had a single, I would say 1.5 years, 2 years, and it was
wild?
Like unleashed. Like I have good stories. But now I'm like not wifed up, but I'm just like happy. And
how long have you guys been dating?
Almost 3 years.
Oh wow!
Which is the longest relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I'm a boyfriend girl, so I've had my long boyfriend.
I'm such a relationship hoe, and I know people don't think that about me because of literally all the shit I talk about. But like I've had long-term boyfriends my entire life. Like I always have. Yes, this is the longest I've ever been single.
But that's why I feel like when people like us become single, we're off the rocker.
No, I'm just like, you guys listen to the podcast. It's not like whoa. Like people are listening. Like this is crazy.
But I feel like you have to do. Like I put my heart and soul into everything. Like I put my heart and soul into being single, and then I put my heart and soul into the relationship. So like whenever Cass tells me all of her stories, which we've got to join Equinox. We talked about
join a gym,
join our little
Equinox workout. I know we can do a little kiki at the gym. All my friends in Nashville are gonna be like, you are not going to the fucking gym, bitch. Because
but it's fun. It's social hour, and I'll tell you now, the people that go at 9 a.m. whenever we go, they look good. Cass is always scouting. We're always
scouting them out.
Yeah.
I just don't want to look back. Like I really thought I was going to marry my ex, and I really was always thinking like, oh, what did I kind of miss out on because I was such a relationship girl, and I was never single at this point in my life, like where I'm financially stable, where I could do whatever I want to do, and I fly where I want to fly, do what I want to do, and I think like there's a difference in being single. When I was single, in between my last 2 boyfriends,
for sure,
I was single for like I think maybe about a year, and
you and John dated for 5.
We did 4.
Yeah. I imagine 2 different people.
Right. And I remember calling Anna Grace and bawling, crying. It was whenever it was like right before John and I broke up, and I was just kind of discussing possibly bringing up to my ex that we should break up. And I remember saying, I can't do it. And she said, I just have never seen you like this. Like, I don't think this is very much like, I think you do need to do it, or you definitely need to talk to him about it because I've never seen you like this. And I was bawling my eyes out, and all these feelings rushed back. And I'm sure people listening to this can relate, unless you're all fucking superstars in the dating world, which fuck you if you are. I was bawling, crying, truly saying like, I can't do it again. Like I can't date and get ghosted over and over and over again. I can't do the dating scene again. Like I remember hating dating. I remember hating being single, like all these stuff. And she looked at me and she was like, Shannon, the last time you dated, you were 22 years old. You were
so different.
She was like low key, not to be rude, but you were a nobody. She was like, and she was like, and here's the thing, you just like were not in a stable place in your life.
Exactly.
Like I am so lucky that I found my ex because we grew so well together. And he was so supportive, obviously, in a time where I was just starting out in a career that I needed someone to be supportive of me. So I could go on and on about how great he was, and honestly, shit, should I just have him on the podcast? Yeah. But that'd be funny. I think like it goes back to timing. Like you should always look at a positive. And I think being single now in my life is just so much different than when I was single then. Yeah. So if you're in a long standing relationship and you are having those thoughts like, I can't do this, I can't date again, I can't get ghosted again, I'm here to tell you I had those same thoughts. I am now dating. I have been ghosted since I've been single. It sucked. It always is going to suck. But like at the end of the day, like you have to try to remind yourself that when you started that relationship however long ago, right? You dating then is not who you're going to be dating now. And it really is like, it's fun. It has its sad moments and its lonely moments. But at the end of the day, like it's really fun. The same time that you probably have really happy moments, whatever, you miss being single sometimes. So everyone does. They're lying if they say, no, I'm happy. It's like,
And like if your end goal is marriage with someone, like you have your whole life to be married. So it's like, why? Like I feel like people are so afraid of being alone. And it's like, it's low-key so fun. Like you need to live alone. You need to be single. You need to have fun and like have the drama. Of course it's lonely and it's like miserable sometimes, but then you think of those moments when you're in a relationship and you're like, I'm so grateful for this relationship. Like you gotta have both.
You gotta have both. Yeah. I agree. I think like anyone that's listening to this is just probably like tired of me being like, it's all about timing, but I just think it is like really.
Wait, you remember when I did your makeup, y'all had just broken up.
Really?
I don't even think
How was I mentally?
It wasn't.
It wasn't public.
No, I think you had just announced, or you just announced 2 days later. And I remember I don't remember which one it was. It was really fresh. Felt very cringe posting on Instagram, but like here's the thing, like people started noticing that we weren't posting with each other a ton. And I know I'm not fucking J-Lo, but people got very invested. We were dating on the show together, you know? I was invested and I didn't know you at all.
So when I posted that, I remember telling my ex, like, you don't have to like repost it, obviously. And he's like, I'm not going to. And he didn't. You know when they add each other now, like collab like on a post, like
on a breakup. Oh my God, I would just
like all have the same photo and the same like copy and paste. I cannot. Yeah. So anyways, it was just like, I remember whenever I posted that and it became so real, that's when I was like, whoa, like this is real. And so I don't know. I just think like if I met you and you didn't think I was well, then it was probably because I wasn't, because my whole, like the very first episode on this podcast was called My Life Just Got Magic Erasered, because I had a podcast before with my friend Mary Carl, who I'm still very dear friends with. And then I had a 4-year relationship and both of them simultaneously within the same month. And I literally never stopped crying. Yeah. Like I lived in a constant perpetual state of swollen because I was just always crying. And I know it's so cliche, but cliches are cliche for a reason. But like there is light on the other side of the tunnel. There just always is.
And like one day you wake up and you're like, wow, I didn't think about it as much. Like time is like but also you were upset. Like I could tell. I mean, I had never met you, so I didn't know the shift in like your energy, like what you normally were. But like you still were like you. Like
that's nice.
Like you were being a like good person. Like you weren't like crying, bawling. And I remember you texted me the nicest message after. And this probably meant nothing to you because you do this all the time. I remember I was getting on the plane because I'd come to Nashville and done Julia and everyone. And you guys were my last stop. Like it worked out by the end, and you were like one of my main goals that I wanted to do. And like I don't think you had read my text message or my DM, and I had reached out to Anna Grace because I really wanted to do her too. She couldn't do it, and then she was like, but let me loop in Shannon.
When I saw you doing everyone's makeup, and I was like, oh my God, everyone looks fabulous. Who's doing this? I mean, goes to show.
But that was my goal. I was like, I want it to blow up in Nashville so that people start to see and DM me, and that's exactly what happened. But y'all were my last little stop, and I felt like I personally was like so exhausted by the time I was doing it. Like I didn't do my best work, which if you're an artist, like thank you. But if you're an artist, that's normal. So like normalize that. Sometimes you don't do good work. And I got on the plane and I remember being like, I don't know if Shannon liked me, like, or something like that. I got on the plane. You texted me a long paragraph and you said all this stuff. She was like, you said today was like a really hard day for me, and like the last thing I wanted to do was like put on makeup, but you made me feel really special and beautiful in such a like shitty day. And I was like, and I remember I was taking off and I was like,
that's really nice. I'm like, that's really nice. I said it. I just mean like that's. I'm glad that made you happy. That makes me happy hearing that back.
No, it like made an impression. So
well, guys, send nice text to your friends. We are okay. So I actually, by the time this comes out, I think I'm currently in Spain when this episode's airing.
Are you so excited?
I'm just fucking jazzed.
Did you get your outfits?
No. I kept telling Kelli Anne that I've got to order them from Revolve, and I just keep forgetting. But they have overnight shipping, so I'll just overnight them.
You're gonna kill it. So you're in Spain right now. What are you doing? You think drinking?
I just feel like I'm probably on a yacht.
You're probably on a yacht. Circle back.
Kelli Anne, thank you for coming. I love you guys. Absolutely follow her. It's Makeup XKA,
and we're never changing it.
We're never changing it. We're never changing it. I love you.
I love you. Thank you.
We were literally about to go to lunch together, so we're just gonna dip out.
Yep.
Bye,
Thank
baby.
you.